Hello, in this video we'll be discussing SDD discussed in compile construction paper of April 2019. So this question was asked question 3b for 5 marks. This SDD stands for syntax directed definition. So this is what the question is, 3b. So consider the grammar. This is what is the grammar. So grammar is a declaration statement of data type. So T is type is can be integer or float, and L can be L comma ID or ID. So do declare variable names. Variable name is here is identifier, and for this grammar they have given us SDD. Okay, and we have to create the question is we have to consider dependency graph for the following input string ID1 comma ID2 comma ID3. Now as you know, for dependency graph the first step is to consider the parse tree. When we decorate the parse tree, that's called annotated parse tree, and this annotated parse tree we convert into dependency graph. So we have here a grammar for which we'll be designing now parse tree here. So the parse tree looks like this: D goes to TL, and then this T goes to integer, and then L goes to L comma ID, and then L goes to again L comma ID, and then this L goes to ID. So we have here int ID comma ID comma ID. Now let's decorate this parse tree. ID has a attribute value. Look at the SDD. ID has attribute value here val. So we have here ID dot val, then we have here ID dot val, and we have here ID dot val. So what is the value of this identifier? This is one is looking at the statement here is ID3. This is ID2, and this one is ID1. Okay. Now attribute value of T is T dot val. So when there's a rule D goes to TL and T goes to int, the semantic action is T dot val equal to int. So we have here T dot val equal to int, and then here for T goes to TL, semantic action is L dot inh equal to T dot val. So here we have L dot inh. That's inh means inherited value. So this value is inherited from your sibling. That's a int. Okay. Now where there is a ID, so L goes to L comma ID. For this rule there are two semantic actions. So one rule is L1 dot inh equal to L dot inh. So here this is what is L dot inh, and this is what is L1 dot inh here. So this L1 dot inh gets the value from the parent. Value is inherited from the parent. That's a int. Okay. And then here there's one more action statement here, L dot val equal to L1 dot inh comma I dot value. So here it is L, we have to add one more node. It's a dummy node we have to add here. So that's called sometimes also called a side effect. So L dot val equal to L1 dot inh means int comma ID dot val, that's ID3. So what we are adding here is for this identifier the data type value is int. Okay, then after that same step here L goes to L comma ID. We have got two actions here. This L1 dot inh equal to L dot inh, that's int, is inherited here from the parent node, and here we have to add one dummy node, that's L dot val equal to L1 dot inh, that's int comma ID dot value. So ID dot value here is ID2, so you get here ID2. So value of this ID2 data type is int here, and then for this you have to add one more node here. For L goes to ID rule, we have to have a L dot val equal to I dot val. So here we have to add L dot val equal to ID dot val, that's a ID1. So here ID1 is the value here. Okay, so that's what is our annotated parse tree. Now using this we will consider dependency graph showing dependencies of attribute values. In dependency graph we take only those nodes which is attribute values. So nodes like this D, int, comma, which has no attribute values, will not take them in the dependency graph. Okay, so we have taken only those nodes which has attribute values. Now we'll show dependencies. This L dot inh value int was transferred from its sibling, so this has got dependency here. Okay, then this L1 dot inh was got the value from L dot inh, so this int was transferred here. Okay, then this L dot val equal to int, so int came from the parent node, inherited from parent node, and the ID3 you got obtained from its child node. It's a synthesis attribute. Okay, then this L1 dot inh got the value of int from the parent node, inherited here, and this was having a value int from parent node, and ID2 got the value from sibling, and then this has got value of ID1 value was got obtained from the child node. Okay, now if you observe, this is what is a dependency graph created.